All right, guys, so we're here again. We're here with my brother Mike. Mike is running a Superlift on his Jeep. It's a 2.5 inch lift. We measured it whenever we after they both settled in, my Jeep and his. I ran a JKS 2.5, he was running the Superlift. And we measured the fender wells. We had the same size tires and everything. And there was like, what, 3 inches difference? 2.5 to 3 inches?
2.5 inches.
Yeah, worth of difference.
2.5 inch lift, 2.5 inch difference.
Yeah, so basically his settled down to nearly stock height after he put the springs on. So we have put a 4-inch spring on ours now. So we're gonna do an unboxing of a re-gifting. So for all the way from California, San Diego, California, we have well, if I can get the darn thing open. All right. We have our brand spanking used JKS springs for him here. And I will say this, we have Evo Plush 4-inch springs now. They don't ride near as good as the JKS 2.5 inch springs did. I'll just throw that out there. I really like these springs a lot. They were really good springs. We just needed a little bit more lift. So here we go. Mike, you are now the proud owner of JKS 2.5 inch. Thank you.
On the ground.
All right, guys. So this is on the right is a JKS rear spring, and on the left is a Superlift front spring. I'm sure all of y'all know that the difference in the front and the rear springs are substantially different whenever you buy a lift kit. We're replacing the Superlift springs, which are a 2.5 inch lift spring as well, with a JKS 2.5 inch spring. We painted those orange ones, by the way. So we did not have much ride height increase with the Superlift. So I have those 2.5 inch. Oops. I have those 2.5 inch JKS that I was not using, so I gave them to him. And the rear springs are about 1/2 inch shorter than the on the JKS than the front springs on the Superlift, which it's about a 2 to 2.5 inch difference between the front and the rear usually. So that's kind of gives you an idea of not all lifts are created equal. Okay, guys. All right, guys, so what I was talking a while ago, now look at the difference. There's not much difference. In the one on the left is a stock JK spring, which you can tell there's less coils on that, but and then the one on the right is the Superlift. There's definitely not a 2.5 inch lift there. There again, we've got 1/2 inch to an inch of difference in spring heights between the two. It's really not much at all. Just kind of get over it really close right there, you know. It's not much at all. That's front JK factory to the Superlift 2.5 inch lift. So do not waste your money on Superlift. So you guys look at that. The front end actually is higher than the back end. All right, guys, so as we were talking a while ago, this one we actually we were actually able to get a better look at it because we didn't have the camera here before he started without me. But this is the difference in the height.
Can you see that?
I believe so. But you got what looks like 2 inches of difference.
This is the high point.
All right.
1 3/4 inches.
1 3/4 inches difference. And that's supposed to be a 2.5 inch lift spring in the back. Just so y'all know. Superlift JKS.
Superlift JKS.
Those JKS springs came off of mine, so it's not like they haven't been weighted down and pushed down. They were on mine for, see, 8 or 9 months. So they are not brand new. They have been settled already, but I'm sure they've stretched out a little bit more, but not much.
Yours ran 2 weeks longer than mine.
Yeah. What happened?
I got stuck.
What'd you
get off of me? I kept hollering, get it off of me, get it off got me.
What got you?
Third red wasp.
He got stung by a red wasp. I was calling him a pansy because I thought he just rolled over on one of the tools or something, and he was crying because he didn't have his creeper. But it turns out he got stung pretty good. That's a product of working in the South. All right, guys. So we're at about eight and 3/4. Yeah, about 8 3/4, I do believe. Maybe 8 7/8, somewhere in there. And that's after we flexed it a good bit to make everything settle into place. We started out with 7 3/4 in the back, so we gained a full inch by changing those springs, and it actually looks like a lifted Jeep now. He's got some room in those fender wells. He did not have any room in those fender wells before he got all this done, so we're going to get some more shots of it, and we're very, very happy. All springs are not created equal. All right, guys, so this is the fruits of the labor. All right, guys, so this is the before picture. It's definitely different than the after that you're fixing to see. So what do you think, Julie?
I think it's taller.
You like it?
I do.
Does it make a big difference?
I am sure it's going to.
Try to get up in it and see what you think.
Oh yeah, it makes a difference. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. So Mike, first impressions, what do you think so far?
Ride, it's a little bit of a stiffer ride, but it feels tight. It feels a little tighter actually instead of, you know, so bouncy. So I mean, so far so good. I mean, actually the additional height may have corrected a few of my problems. So
Yeah.
Feels pretty good so far. What a picture.
Try to block the sun, man.
Touching my head.
It's okay.
Shit, man.
But yeah, you can expect that. You can expect that additional stiffness because the springs are not gonna squish down like it did on that Superlift. So it's got to be a little stiffer to maintain that height, and it will also be a great benefit whenever you're towing that trailer, I think.
Yeah, it's one of the problems that we had when we pulled the little Sunray out to California. Every time we came off of a bridge or something, we hit that spot at the end of the bridge, and you could actually, there was so much sag in the back that I would hit the fenders on the interstate.
And
on the road, on the interstate.
On the interstate.
Yeah.
So we are definitely not going to have that issue now, I don't think, right?
I don't think so.
All right, good deal. You're going to want to back up. You're into your rail. There it goes. All right, well, now then cut hard that way. Cut hard. There you go. Now roll. Go that way. Go. You're good. Now go forward. Going forward. Cut hard that way, yeah. You're going to go slow. Go ahead. You're good. You're good. You're moving it. Come on. Slow. Easy. Easy. There you go. Beautiful. Now then you're out. All right, Mike. So what do you think after driving it and you know, playing around a little bit in the pasture there? What do you think?
I like it. I can definitely feel it going down the road that it's got more lift to it. The ride, it did not suffer ride quality that much. I don't think. It's a little bit tighter, but it's not as tight as some of them that I've rode in. So I think it still has good ride quality. You know, I think it's going to work out really good for us. Again, the Superlift was a total letdown. I tried calling tech support. They wanted to refer me around the world to somebody else and to somebody else. So I just said, screw it. We're just going to find something else. And this is what Kevin came up with, these JKSs, and I'm very pleased with them.
Awesome. Awesome. So guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Keep content like this coming. And we are actually looking to do a giveaway of something for an overlanding here soon. So look for that video to come out here real soon. And we're coming out with a coffee brand, and that's what we're gonna look at give away some coffee too and some stuff like that. So stay tuned, and like I said, please subscribe so we can keep it coming.